Yeah, I'm trying to. It's okay. Yeah, it's started.
Okay, so I guess it is started now.
It's
So,
recording.
yep.
Oh, I just.
So I'm guessing like we are going to talk about the episode, the last Morpeko episode.
Yeah, the more Puck episode, the preview for the next episode
Yes. Okay.
on what's
So
gonna
like,
happen.
okay. So I'm assuming you have seen the episode.
Yeah.
Nice. So like, I think Jen is going to come in 2 or 3 minutes. So till
Yeah.
then, let me tell my views about the episode.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, because if you have seen my channel, I have to make a
Hmm.
lot of reviews because I was so busy for the past few days. I have not really gotten time to make any videos. My last one was
That's
not even like,
understandable.
yeah, my last one was like not even an actual video. It was more like an edit of making multiple things. If you have seen it on like Twitter and all,
Uh.
I've pasted.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it had been a while. I have to make a
I know.
few videos of that, especially the Gary episode. So, anyways, in this episode, basically, this was kind of an expected episode ever since the Team Rocket met Morpeko back in like
Hmm.
what was it, episode number 27 or something. I think it
E.
was actually 28, episode number 28, where Go caught Sobel. So I was expecting this episode for like a long time. Um, I think my favorite thing about this episode overall is of course like Team Rocket finally caught Morpeko. So I'm assuming that this means they will use the gacha less and less, and they finally have a Pokemon which with they can show bond with, other than Pelipper, of course. Um.
Okay.
Okay, so my thing with this episode is that although this episode happened is good, but this should have happened like a long time ago. I have checked the time, and Morpeko's capture episode happened about 11 months ago. Can you imagine it? They
Yeah,
took so, yeah, they took so much time.
that's a lot of good episode.
Yeah, they took so much time like to only for this capture, which should have happened a lot ago. As for the episode itself, I liked it. I liked the basic concept of like Team Rocket being the, of course, like they wanted to get rid of Morpeko, so they sent James to get rid of him. But as you know, James is like a kind-hearted person, so he couldn't bring to leave Morpeko in the situation. And then they decided to that the goat should catch Morpeko so that they can finally
Hmm.
get rid of him. And they was continuously trying that go catch that more that go catches that Morpeko, but they were failing. Of course, it is a bit ironic, don't you think? Like, usually Team
Yeah.
Rocket is the one who wants to try to capture Ash and the gang's Pokemon. This time, they themselves want their own Pokemon to get captured by them. A similar situation to like Grookey. So that was a bit ironic to me. Of course, like in
Hmm.
the end, they fail, and then Morpeko gets captured, like gets stuck in the truck. And during that scene, they played a brand new soundtrack. I had not heard that soundtrack before in Journeys, so I found that interesting because I have had seen a tweet where they talked about that they are going to make more soundtracks. So I appreciate them doing so. Of course, like then Morpeko reaches the Surrey slabs. It was nice to see like Ash's Pokemon such as Lucario again, which we
Hmm.
have like not seen for a while with a major role. The last time he was in
Hmm.
like the Iris episode, where he just made a funny reaction towards Surf Edged. Here also he did not do much
Hmm.
stuff. He just made a funny reaction, but he was like more involved overall. I like the overall
Yeah, that's.
setting that. Yeah, I like the overall setting of all the ghost Pokemon interacting. I liked Ghost Raichu, who like went to give that depressed Drizzile some food and all. I liked Drizzile like being sort of a big brother figure to Morpeko by giving him
Hmm.
his own food. I liked that there was a bit of rivalry between a Greedent of and Morpeko because as we have seen there was the food contest between them a while ago. So yeah,
Hmm.
in all those sense, this episode was good. And later on, of course, like the mall scene happened, and Team Rocket used their stupid gacha machine. One thing which my friend on Twitter pointed out is that the gacha machine this time came in a rocket sort of sense. Like this time there was no Pelipper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this time there was no Pelipper, so it was kind of came as a rocket sort of thing from its direct base. I really hope that this was just a one-off thing because Pelipper is one of the things which is a redeeming factor of the gacha machine because it is kind of funny. But if Pelipper is gone, then the gacha machine is even worse. So I hope this was just a
Hmm.
one-off thing. Um, of course, like they again used their useless Pokemon. This time it was a Natu, and the other one was like a Zigzagoon or something. Of course, it was funny that they were not any match for Cinderace and Pikachu. So after that, this showed that more Peko came to action, and he made like a stomping tantrum. His move was, and he used it on Cinderace and Pikachu. Naturally, it was super effective and sent them flying away. Then it used Aura Wheel and sent Team Rocket flying away. And yeah, that was like main plot of the episode. So I'm guessing that this Morpeko has the power levels of Jesse's Mimikyu back in Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
So I would like an episode where like it's solely focused on Morpeko having a battle with one of Ash or Ghost Pokemon. So I think that can be a nice concept because most of Team Rocket's Pokemon are pushovers, but this one doesn't seem to be like one. And yeah, the last ending scene was pretty nice, where like James understood that Morpeko really likes them when it is in his normal form, and he caught it, which was nice moment. But we all were expecting it for a very long time, so that was nice. And then Morpeko became like in his hangry mode again and sent Team Rocket flying again. It was kind of funny, but I feel it takes away the emotional attachment of the episode and makes it a little, comedic, which I personally didn't prefer. But it was
Hmm.
like not really major, so I can live with it. Um, so now, yeah, this episode was pretty good. I was expecting this kind of episode for a long time now. I'm hoping that
Hmm.
the more Peko will be like a more of a major factor in the series now. My ranking of this episode will be like around 7 or 8. Yeah, that would be mine. Okay, now since I have talked about it in the past few podcasts, I was not available, so I will give a brief introduction of them as well, like the past episodes. I like
Yeah.
the Gary episode a lot, except
Hmm.
the Infernip battle section, because of course Infernip got knocked down pretty quickly, which I didn't like at all. So you get my point there. It was kind of underwhelming in the Infernip section. I really liked Gary's Blastoise here to like showing a good fight against Mortis
Hmm.
and all the past references. Paul, especially, that was like the big thing. Diano would be fanboying over that scene, I bet. And
Hmm.
yeah, overall, that episode was really good, except the Infernip battle scene. And I feel that Gary's Blastoise should not have fainted. And it's kind of ironic because, like, in the past, in Journeys, we have seen that Suikyun was like being tortured by those random grunts, and Ghost Raboot was almost about to beat Zapdos. So the power scaling is a little weird when it comes to Moltres,
Hmm.
but I can live with it. The episode gets a 9 out of 10 overall. And am I missing one episode?
Uh, I
What
don't
was
think
the
so.
what was the last episode like? Before that,
The
oh yes, that
Grookey
Chloe and
episode.
Evie. Yes, the
Rookie.
Evie and Grookey episode. So of course, like you all would probably know that Grookey is like my overall favorite journey spawn. Like I'm not in like particular of one love with Ghost particular one, but Grookey is in general a very fun Pokemon to me. So I was looking forward to this episode. The last scene was like pretty good and all, and overall it was a overall nice development episode for Go and Chloe's Pokemon.
Hmm.
I also, but ironically enough, my favorite part of that episode was Ash. Like,
Hmm.
I really liked him taking a mentor role this time around because, of course, we have seen in the past series he would have often argued with Misty, with May, with Dawn and
Hmm.
Iris also, and maybe other Pokemon girls to some extent as well. Here,
Huh?
Chloe and Go were having an argument, and he was like fulfilling the Brock role, where he gave them this advice. Oh, maybe you should do this with your Pokemon, which made sense, especially because he is more experienced than both of them, and so it
Huh?
was his idea of giving them errand. It was his idea of like giving them a secret backup. My favorite thing was that he used Gengar and Surfetched for helping them at points, especially because we don't see his Pokemon being used out a lot. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
overall, I really liked the overall Ash's characterization in that episode, and it was just a fun episode in general. Um, my ranking of that episode was like I think it was a 7 or 8 or something like that. Again, so 7 or 8 or that to that Eevee episode, that Grookey and Eevee episode, or 9 to that Gary episode, and
Uh-huh.
again like a 7 or something like that to this
Uh-huh.
episode. Okay, so now you may go, Samurai.
It depends. Does Dino want to go first? Because usually Dino
You can
interrupts
go.
me. Oh, you didn't interrupt me, you son of a gun. Anyways, uh, so I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was harmless. Like it's an episode that I can just sit down and enjoy, watch. Nothing too major. So I'm gonna give this episode around a 6 out of 10, similar to the episode from last week. It's an enjoyable episode. I think anybody will enjoy it. One thing, yeah, that I hope Pelipper does become the Team Rocket Gotcha Pokemon and it doesn't get replaced. But otherwise, this episode was harmless. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Dino, you can go because I didn't have much to talk about.
Well, I can go. I will start with a very short review of last week's episode since I didn't watch it last week.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the episode. It wasn't like anything major, but it was like a nice episode. Seeing Gengar and Surfage was cool, but like, yeah, it was just a cool moment. But overall, I will give it a 7 out of 10. There were no big flaws with the episode, but the premise itself was not that good either. So average. And this episode, I really enjoyed this episode. First of all, the whole plot of James catching Morpeko is great. I've been saying this for the longest time, like many in the community, that Team Rocket should have their own Pokemon, and James catching Morpeko is perfect. And I really hope that Go didn't catch, Go won't catch, or Go didn't catch Morpeko. And yeah, that also didn't happen. So I'm very, very glad that didn't happen. Um, One problem, or rather not problem, but something they have to solve in the future episode is still, like you said, the problem with Morpeko being hungry. Like, I'm like, this episode was fine, but like in some of the previous episode, I was so sick of the joke that Morpeko is just like hitting Team Rocket with aura wheels. I'm not sure what the name is, but I'm so sick of that, and hopefully they solve it soon. Like one solution would just give them, like, I'm not sure what they call, but like Pokeblocks or something. They give it to they may use
The
it
Pokeblocks. The
for
Pokeblocks.
Munchlax, and I yeah, and I hope they just use that to fix the problem, because I'm, like I said, it's like the problem with the Lucario and Cinderace episode. The joke was just so overused that it's become so boring. But yeah, I don't have
Or
any
Grook
major
or
problem.
Grookey. It's similar to how like Grookey beats
Oh yeah,
everything with his
Grookey,
stick.
exactly.
Similar to that. Like it's
Exactly.
cute at
Like,
Yeah.
it
like
was
it's
fun in the
cute at
debut
first.
episode, but
Yes,
then
it was cute at first, but as the time gone on, it got worse and worse.
yeah, I
Something like that,
feel.
yeah. So what is your ranking of this episode?
Yeah, I would say 8 out of 10. It was pretty enjoyable, but yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Um.
Okay. So.
Okay, so let me talk about the preview because after that I have to go. For some
No
reason
problem.
having a little busy schedule these days. So,
No problem.
anyways, like the preview, of course, this is the much awaited Project Mu arc, which we were looking forward to. Of course, like We were expecting the characters of Asahi, Surugi, and Gary to be the part of it. It seems that there is like one more person. I forgot his name. He's like an old man, and he seems to be like this big head of this project, and he owns a mine junior. So I'm expecting that he like either has or will eventually get Galarian Mr. Rhyme or something like that. At least I'm expecting that. So that's the one new character which we haven't talked about so far. Of course, like this episode's plot is that Go has to find Alola Ninetales and catch it so that they can leave it back to its home place. I'm not sure exactly, but my guess is that it was originally from Alola, but maybe for some reason it ended up in Sinnoh. And so that's mostly like the major point of the episode, that they have to find the Alola Ninetales and return it to back to the Alola region, which would be nice. And of course, like so uh, the other thing which I is nice in this episode is that Ghost is always appearing, which is nice. It I'm really glad that it became a recurring Gomon because I really like Scizor as a Pokemon. Cinderace is also battling. Of course, the one thing which stands out the most is like Regice being awakened. So I think I'm not exactly sure, but in Platinum there's like an event where you can get a Regice in Sinnoh on that Mount Coronet or something. I don't exactly remember the name. So it's a nice detail to the games as well. And it seems that since Ash and Go would be trouble in like battling Regice, that's why Surugi will come with his Urshifu, of course, and he will battle the Regice in their place. So I'm looking forward to it. Overall, it seems like a decent, a nice setup for like our goal in the series. As you know, it was not really handled that good so far. That's actually arguable, but in my opinion, it could have been handled much better. So my overall thinking is that I really hope this is like similar to Ultra Guardians, but done right. Like it's spread over multiple episodes. Go and Ash have like a big mission to do something in some specific region, and of course, like they will catch more Pokemon and encounter more legendaries, which will bring them one step closer to Mew. And as time passes, of course, like we will. This means that more Gary appearances. Because if you guys won't know that Gary is in this episode, yeah, and I'm expecting that in all the upcoming Project New episodes, he will be a part of them. So that would be
Well, I
really
don't
nice.
think he's gonna be a part of like. I don't think
Yeah.
he's gonna be a part of every episode. I think he's just gonna be in a flashback in this
Okay,
episode.
no. Let me explain. Okay, so Gary's voice actor is in this episode, and there was like basically a scene. Like you would remember that special preview which arrived, which explained us everything about Project Mew. There was a scene where like Gary was walking beside Ash and Go. That scene was like not in the Gary episode, so like it has to be somewhere near around. So I'm expecting that this is going to be here. Yeah. So it's most
but
probably
not
going to
like
be
in
here.
every.
Yeah, so it's most
But
probably
not
going to
like
be
in.
here.
But it's like not in every Project Mew episode because like
Yeah,
that's
like
kind
not
of
in every episode, but like he makes appearances from time to time. I like that.
yeah.
Since of course, like as we know, Gary has retired from battling, or like from a competitive battling, he has retired, but he has like still has his skills. So since they are not showing him the Coronation series, this was the much better substitute for that. So I'm fine if like he makes appearances like this from time to time. Anyways, guys, so with that I have to go because it's getting late over here, and
Okay,
I
next
have
time.
some good time. I have some busy schedule today. Anyways, Diano, Samurai, have a nice day. I'm heading out. Goodbye,
Yeah,
Sam.
you
everyone.
too.
Okay,
Hi, Sam.
Bye.
So, Dina, do you want to share your thoughts on the podcast? No, you want to share your thoughts on the
On the
preview, or do you want
podcast,
me to
yeah, the
go first?
podcast is
Yo,
great, except
shut up!
Sunrise. Yeah.
Shut up! Shut up! Oh my God!
Okay. Well, the preview was good, but like we have this, like we met that Hodoko guy, like that is the boss of Project Mew, I think, and that was pretty cool. But one problem I have, like Gary had this quest to seek Moltres, like a feather of Moltres, and now Go has a mission to find Alona Ninetales. This scaling is a bit weird. Like there are probably different levels of quests that you can do, but still, I do find it a bit weird that we gone from a legendary Pokemon to a regional variant that was
Regional
like
variants.
lost somewhere else. I hope they do have a quest that is like more important or harder in the future. But well, it is hard enough since the Regice will be there, but like that's not the goal. They should have just made like Regice the focus and then Alone and Ninetales maybe go get it on the way like that. But yeah, well, it will be like everyone said that the introduction episode was the Gary episode. Well, it's true, but this is like the true setup episode because every rival is introduced, like Asahi and Tsurugi, and also Hadoku, and also Go's first mission. So this is like the huge first episode that will like set up Project Mew in the future of the series. And like I already mentioned, I do hope it will be executed better than the World Championship. And yeah, I also like the idea that it is not one arc, but like a story arc throughout the series. Since then we have a more concrete goal for a Go, so that will be interesting. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about Alone and Ninetales being Sinnoh. I don't think I mind because I'm not that desperate for Alola screen time, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I guess I should share my thoughts now. I am partially excited. I have a lot of the same concerns that you did. One of the things I've noticed is that Project Mew is kind of like filler for the Pokemon World Championships, if that makes sense. Because the way they realized they went too fucking fast, and now they have to like buy time. So that's why Project Mew was, I think, introduced. So
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
I'm like assuming is like, you know, yeah. So like another thing I wanna talk about was the Alone Ninetales. So I remember a couple of podcasts ago, I saw everyone was like, "Oh my god, an Alone Ninetales! That means Lily might return. Lily's gonna return, guys!" So yeah, I'm so hyped. Yeah, I can't wait. What did I say? I knew she wasn't gonna return. I knew it.
Yeah, I caught it too.
It's
Well,
gonna
it
be
was kind
the
of obvious since.
exact same thing. It's gonna be
What?
the exact same thing. What comes like down to with Absol,
Mm,
where
yeah.
Absol was like hyped up by everybody, only for it to do absolutely nothing.
Mm. Well,
I
I said it once. I will say it again. Alola Ninetales will be relevant for 2 poster and 3 episode, and then we will never see it again until like a 2 minute screen time. We will see every Pokemon of the lab.
Speaking of every Pokemon in the lab, we saw Lucario again. And Lucario was getting ready to square. Like, Lucario, what are you gonna do? You just gotten screen time right now. What are you gonna do? Nobody's scared of you.
Yeah. I didn't
This
even.
preview was fine. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. So it's like, you know, I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying it could be worse, but it could be better.
Mm. Well, if I could bring up another topic,
Yeah,
we
so
have the
this is the new
episode
intro.
summary for Journey's episode 72, I think. The Underground Shuffle episode or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We also got a second intro for the
Like
English dub, so you know.
mm, Wait, what do you mean with intro?
Like a theme song for the English dub.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I'll check it out later.
So yeah, it's all. So I'm gonna give my general thoughts on the song. The song is fine. Definitely better than anything that came out of Sun and Moon dub. Like the Sun and Moon dub will be were some hot garbage.
Mm.
Like I mean that in the nicest way possible. I don't know what that last opening was for Sun and Moon, but I can tell you that was not pleasant to listen to at all. Otherwise, yeah, the double P's fine.
Wait, so is this still The Journey Starts Today, or is it a new one?
It's like a completely new one. It's not like Japan who keeps on using 1, 2, 3, but they can keep Shintari. Shintari about like we can keep Shintari.
I will listen to
Regardless.
just for 30 seconds.
Okay, so like you listen to the intro. What I'm going to say is something got dropped today. I don't remember what got dropped, but I think something got dropped that I wanted to talk about. But like my doodle brain can't like remember things that I want to talk about without putting them in the topics tab. So I will probably work on.
Any pokey or general?
I think it's general. I can't remember to be honest.
Loki, maybe Loki debut.
Yeah, Loki did come out, so like yeah, anybody who wants to watch Loki, the story of Loki, like this is gonna be a spoiler-free story. Basically, it's time travel. So that.
Yeah,
Like
it will
time
be.
travel?
You go.
You can go. Like I'm not really interested in Washikagen Loki, so like
Well, I'm hyped for Loki. Like that will just be like time travel shenanigans where everyone brains will need a break after that, and I'm definitely hyped for it. My expectation is like that it will be better than WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I really have high expectation for this one.
oh wow, that is very high expectations.
Yeah, like
thing I wa- the thing I wanted to bring up was Washikagen. The Summer Gaming Festival is here, so we got our first look at the Cuphead cartoon. It looks nice. If if you're a Cuphead fan, I'm not a big fan of Cuphead myself, but if you like it, then it's there.
mm,
Also got to see more of Ratchet and Clank: The Rift Apart, which is releasing soon. It looks to be pretty interesting. I grew up playing the Ratchet and Clank game, so I'm actually pretty excited for it.
yeah,
E3 is just around the corner, so the next week's podcast we got stuff to talk about.
definitely.
Yeah,
Well, I definitely hope we have something to talk about.
we're gonna have something to talk about. Like it would make sense if they want to reveal Smash there, not just like Smash, like other games. And like I know Dino, you're excited for like you want Pikmin to get something released.
Yeah.
Even though that is not happening because Pikmin is probably gonna get a mobile game.
Wait, didn't you want something for Metroid?
I didn't really. Okay, so I'm looking forward to Metroid, but I know it's not gonna happen. Like I have
Yeah,
super low
okay.
expectations.
Fair. I'm
Like
also not
Metroid is like one of
expecting
those
Pikmin
franchises.
4. I'm just like
Yeah,
hoping.
because like I've noticed that one of those franchise, like if it's Pikmin or Metroid, like Nintendo doesn't really care about it because A, they can't sell it to weeaboos, and B, it's not a classic franchise, so they can't really like market it off it.
Metroid is not classic?
Like you know what I mean by classic?
Yeah, like it's not the brand's top
Yeah.
franchises, but I would say everyone recognizes Samus.
Yeah, people recognize Samus from Smash Bros. They don't recognize Samus from her own series. Like, a majority of the general public will recognize her from Smash more than they will
Yeah,
her own
okay, fair.
series.
I recognize it from like Nintendo World or something. Like there was a game on Wii U where it was on.
Yeah, I remember Nintendo World. That slapped.
Yeah.
People also want Zelda Breath of the Wild too, which
I I
would
want it
like.
next year, but I would like a special look or something
You
in
know,
this.
maybe if we got to see like a cutscene, maybe more information.
Yeah.
Since we know that there's now like two timelines when it comes to Breath of the Wild, there's a timeline from Age of Calamity, which at this point, how do you not know what happens in Age of Calamity? Because like the game's been out for like a good 3 months. I think I'm fair to spoil it. They basically go back to the past and save everybody. So like now there's two timelines in the Breath of the Wild universe. So whatever happens, happens.
Mm.
Wise, all they really showed at the Summer Game Festival for Sonic was the Sonic Symphony, where they play a bunch of Sonic songs. And let me just say, Sonic Unleashed soundtrack slaps. If you play Sonic Unleashed, you know what I'm talking about. We got your African drums, we got your Greek music, we got your Spanish music, we got your American music, we got everything. Not to mention, like, we just got a whole bunch of like things for the Sonic Symphony, so I'm very hyped about that too.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if I can spoil it or something. Anyways, if you're a Nintendo fan and you don't want to be spoiled of anything, that's your spoiler warning. But I think I saw on Twitter that a new Mario game was leaked. I didn't look into it since I don't want to spoil it
Uh,
too. But
it
yeah,
was
something
the
was leaked.
Mario. Spoiler, like Mario. Sorry, my thing was acting buggy.
Yeah, all good.
I think we can almost end the podcast. Like, I just wanted to say that Legend of Zelda, again, there's been like another leak where the Legend of Zelda has been reportedly getting the Ocarina of Time Twilight Princess. I don't know about Wind Waker because, like, I'm remembering that apparently they're also coming to the Switch. Like,
Mm,
apparently. That's what I
yeah,
heard. Like, I've heard like leaks. That's what I've seen. So take them with like the biggest grain of salt possible. Otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, next week there's definitely lots of stuff to talk about.
yeah. We'll have to get some
Especially with
more
the
people on board.
new episode, the E3. So maybe we'll have more than one guest on. I'll see what I can do.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, I think that's a
Yeah, I think we can end this
good
podcast.
point to end the podcast. Yeah. Oh, and one news.
We
One news, like for those who watch football or soccer, whatever you want to call
Oh
it.
yeah, I wanted to know
Um,
about that.
yeah,
We,
a Danish player Ericsson. He passed out during the game, but
uh
luckily he survived, and apparently he
okay.
is in the hospital with stable condition. So yeah, we'll pray for him.
Yeah, hopefully he's doing all right. Hopefully he gets better.
Yeah,
Anyways, okay, so this has been the Masters 8 podcast. Well, we didn't have no guest on today because it was a pretty small episode. So, next week we might have a guest. You
yeah,
guys might recognize him. We might have more than one guest if I can, like, get people on at the time. But, like, I'll see what I can do. Might ask some old guests to come back. Like, I know, like, Chicago. Addison's always, like, happy to come back, so I'll probably invite her on.
yeah.
Okay, so this has been Masters 8 podcast. I'm Samurai, and that's Dino, you had one flipping job. You had one flipping job. Come on, Dino. You just had to say your name. Is it so
Okay.
hard, you Philistine?
I
Oh my god.
I thought you stopped because you have like playing noises in your background. Well, anyways, it's the
Be
usual.
quiet.
I'm Dino, and Samurai is crying around, and yeah, that's the Master signing
I'm
out.
mocking you. I'm not crying. Dino, bye,
You're
guys.
whining like a baby.
You are whining like a baby. This
Well,
is some,
anyways,
some in goodbye. The shit.
I said my goodbye. Bye, guys.
Your goodbye was terrible. You realize that I keep everything we record in the final podcast, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.